everyone, Becky here, and today is Wednesday. I do a live on Wednesdays at 3 o'clock. I'm actually on just a little bit early today. I'm going to be working in the Bits and Bobs book, which is our binders that contain 20 pockets, and each week we pull whatever's in the pocket that was chosen last week, which this week is going to be pocket number 9. So let me get up and grab my binder. I'm hoping my cat Tippy isn't going to be a royal pain in the neck. But here's my binder. Of course, there it is, all full up. And I'm just going to pull out what's in pocket number 9, and we're going to work with that. I figured I'd come on early, so the actual process of utilizing the stuff in pocket number 9 wouldn't be taken over quite as long with sorting things the way I do. I'm not sure where that piece went that just went flying out. But I would like to do some cards maybe this week, maybe a journal page, because I've got the little girl here I want to keep. So we might do a quick journal page. All right, that's everything that was in pocket number 9. Hi, Nina. No rush. I'm going to be sorting out what we've got here. I think I will go ahead and pull out one sheet, one of these index cards. And I'm going to do a page, and it's going to include this little gal right here. And I think Ruth made this one for me. And what I might do is just put a pocket on the page because I don't want to glue her down. I want her to be able to come out. So, and well, she's going to stick up above my page. Might have to use her in a different book or do the page this way, and I'll have to turn my whole book. Let me think on her. I do want to use her in some way. If not today, another day. So I'm sitting here reverting back to what I had originally thought about doing, and that would be to make a card. Got some postage stamps. I'm just going to sort stuff while we wait for everybody else to get here. And they'll get here and say, oh, you went on early. Yes, I did. I went on early. Let's see. I've got some starch paper that I made with Barb Owen one time. Had a whole bunch of postage stamps stuck in here. There's one with Santa. I've got some ladybugs here. Put them over here. They'll be kind of like a focal image. There's another stamp. This says live, laugh, love. There's another stamp. Some little bits. More stamps. This one says Canada. It's got some Canada 46 stamps in it. Date ahead, so that we could use this as a base if we wanted to use that some red paper. Oh, and a butterfly. Kind of seeing a page starting to come together. This was one of those envelopes Mary did where she did ATCs on the envelopes. It's another flower. And one of those people. This one's by Kendra. So that's another. I'm going to put the people and my little girl together over here. It's quite warm today. Got lots of circles. This, you fold it in half and it's a tab. And you could write something on there. Got some more circles. There's another flower. There's a flower. There's a little flower. Yet another flower. Hi, Nettie. I'm in a little too close, I think. Let me back out a little bit. I didn't realize how warm it is until I'm in this front room. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at regular. There we go. That's a little better. So I'm going to put all these flowers together. These are just some doodles I had done. Put this with the focal images over here. And we've got some more red paper, some kind of yellowish and red. And just sorting them out. Some more flowers. There's some more flowers, more circles. There's a bit of some barns. Subscribe today and get up to 55% off. I pulled it off because it had those cool barns on it. Some more red paper. This looks like another, it could be a tab. Put that with that. More little red pieces. I think I was trying to make this one a red pocket. Oh, that's a lady, but she's all bent backwards. Can you see? Oh, let's do this. Woohoo, that'll help a little bit. But she's all bent backwards. Her hair is hanging down on this side, and that's her body there. Very odd. So put her over here with the ladies. Yes, I've got butterflies. This says autumn, a distinct smell, a mixture of dried leaves on the ground, smoke from the chimneys, and sweet, ripe apples. Well, that's a nice quote, but it's really not this time period, is it? Another postage stamp, a bit of pink. This has got a number on one side, number 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's kind of arrow shaped. I'll put that there. I like this quote. You're only here for a short visit. Don't hurry, don't worry, and be sure to smell the flowers along the way. Now that would go with all these flowers we have. So I'm going to put that with the other quote. This is a little bit off the red color scheme. So is that. It's another little flower. That's got some red on it. And here, it's a blank card. Well, we'll put that over there with that. Oh, here's a little chick. Wendy Mason made that. It's like another focal image. Some more circles. Now these were the little idea sheets we did. When did we do these? I didn't date them. But on some of them, I've added a word. So we'll keep the words with the quotes. And this, somebody sent me, is a napkin that's been treated with something. I can't remember the process, and it looks like the heat has gotten to it. Hang on. That's like another focal image. More circles. Lots of circles in here. This is a note from Vicky. I'm not sure why that ended up in here. That should be in my other book. A little mushroom that I doodled. So save your own doodles. This is kind of cool with the stitching on it. And it's like a book page with a napkin on it and then some stitching. These are labels. I think Lisa made these labels. I'm just going through this. This doesn't have a word stamped on it, but we could put one. It's another piece of red paper. There's a red coffee filter. These are, that's another piece of that coffee filter. These are more labels, but they don't have anything on them. I might take some time after and stamp some words on these so they could be peel and stick quote pages. All right. Got a piece of yarn thrown in here. I'm liking all this red paper. Hi, Pam, Nina, Kristen, Nettie. How are you guys today? I'm just pulling together the red stuff. There's another focal image. That's got so much pink in it, I'm going to move it to the pink pile. These I'll move to the pink pile. I might turn this envelope into something pink next time. And then I got this great big lady. There's another ladybug. And I think they're buried under there. It says it. So is she an it girl? She's kind of big for what I'm going to be working on. So the things I'm not going to even look at now are this and this and these. Everything else has a, maybe that can go there. Get rid of this stuff that's not real red. All right. Leave the rest of this here. I'm going to put these few items back in my pocket number 9 in my crazy scrappy bits binder. Bits and bobs. Just little bits of things that I keep that come from other projects, but I don't really want to throw them away, but I don't want to create another box for them. Set this over here on my sewing table. Oh, let's do a side note. Hold, please. In my group on Facebook, if you're not in my group, it's the Aunt Beck's Creations group. It is a private group, and I keep it that way to keep, my members from being harassed or whatever. And I keep it small, but if you would like to join the group, you're more than welcome. You'll have to just look me up on Facebook and friend me over there, and I'll add you. I do check to make sure the accounts that are requesting membership, if you go in and request membership, there are questions. If you don't answer the questions, you do not get clicked in. That's simply to prove you're not a bot or, scammer or any of that. And I do check accounts to make sure, you have friends, you're active in things that I'm active in and that kind of thing. Thanks, Mina. But anyway, what I was going to say is in my group, we're going to have a one-on-one swap for fabric postcards. I've already made mine, and I'm going to show it to you here in a minute. Hi, Pam. So what you're going to need to do is if you're not a member, become a member. Then in the discussions, we have a discussion going on about these postcards that I'm going to show you in just a minute. And it's going to be a one-on-one swap because after starting this one, I realized how much work I put in it. And I don't think I have time because with my mom and everything, I don't know where I might be called, to duty. So we're going to do a one-to-one swap. And you have to sign up by March 17th. On March 17th, I'm going to assign partners, okay? And you only have to make one postcard. So if you sign up, please start your postcard and have it all done before the 17th. You're only making one postcard if you sign up. And why I say go ahead and make it now is I don't want anybody mailing out late. I want you to have a postcard ready to go. So when you get your partner on the 17th, on the 18th, your postcard can be in the mail. That gives you weeks to make it and everything. And once you're assigned a partner, please follow through because it's not fair for anybody, if somebody, bails on them. But anyway, here's the postcard I made. Ta-da! And I said on there a 3.5 by 5.5 card. And I think mine ended up a little bigger because I wanted to put this black on the back behind here. I need to run and do something really quick. I have my dinner cooking and I need to pull the rice and put the lid on. I'll be right back. don't need anything. So I made the postcard is done on a piece of just like an old sheet or something. And hi, Janet Nash. And then I pieced on and hand stitched my backgrounds. That's why you can see the hand stitching. I don't know if you can see. I did some little grass stitches there, and then I just did the long straight stitches that way. And then the houses are just stitched on with my sewing machine, just random. And these are meant to be quirky little houses. Okay, you can add trees, bushes. And I did add a quote. It says, "Though miles may lie between us, we're never far apart. For friendship doesn't count the miles, it's measured by the heart." I need to put a little mark up here or it doesn't look right. And then on my back, ta-da! Mary Hill had sent me this handmade by Aunt Beck's Creation stamp many years ago. Angie has a question. All right. And then I hand stamped this postcard. Let me scroll back up and see what Angie needs. Just popped in to say hello, Aunt Beck. I have a question. I have checked everything on my sewing machine. When I sew, my thread in the needle breaks. Can you help me? Hang on just a sec. Does your sewing machine have a user's guide, a book that came with it? Here's mine for my old machine. I have an old 1982 dressmaker that I got for my high school graduation. Don't count how many years ago that was. Anyway, in here, it'll have like if you go to page 35 in mine, it'll say, if the machine binds, thread or lint could be in your raceway, which is the part that's where your bobbin is. You might want to look in there, see if you've got some debris. On every machine, that's going to be different. Where my bobbin goes in, I guess we're doing a side sewing lesson. Sorry, guys. Hold tight. We'll do the bits and bobs in just a minute. But it shows you how to take your bobbin case away. Make sure there's no thread or any lint in there. Skipping stitches, irregular stitches, uneven stitches. Your upper thread is breaking. And like the first thing I recommended to you, it's usually an improper threading. Refer to your threading instructions and rethread your machine. You could have too much tension, loosen tension on upper thread by turning thread tension knob to a lower number. Or you're starting with take up in incorrect position. Always start sewing with take up lever in its highest position. Improper setting of your needle. Refer to your needle setting instructions in there. If you look at your sewing machine needles, on one side, it will be flat. You have to install that needle with the flat side in the right direction. If your needle is bent or the eye of needle is too sharp, try a new needle. You might, depending on the thread that you're using. If you're using a knit fabric, you'll want to use a ballpoint needle. Sharps are for woven fabrics. A bent or a blunt needle, discard all your blunt or bent needles and replace with a new one. And that's all it says about the upper thread breaking. Okay. Your machine might have other ideas. That's why I say, if you have your instruction book for your machine, look for the troubleshooting section. If you do not have your book, search online for your make and model of sewing machine, because a lot of times these manuals are available online. Okay. So that's all I have, Angie. There's a couple other people in the chat that also sew. She says Angie is having a problem with her upper thread breaking. So if anybody else that sews that is now watching me, I know Pam sews. If you have any other ideas that could help Angie, please feel free to share them in the chat. Yeah, Pam's saying maybe it's your thread. Is your thread old? I know a lot of people swear by the Gutermann thread. I use Coates and Clark. I just always have, but lately I've been hearing them get a lot of bad rep. So I'm not sure, you might want to the thread is old or something. If the thread gets old, if light has been able to get to it, it'll degrade it. If dust has been allowed to build up on it, you might want to unwind and get past the stuff that's been exposed. I know that sounds like you're wasting, but if it's saving you the frustration at your sewing machine, you know what I'm saying? So Mina says, we're going to get back to the postcard. Does the postcard need to have a house, cottage theme, or anything that strikes our fancy? I'm going to leave that entirely up to you. Just if it could have in some way relate to neighborhood or friendship or, just something that represents one home to another home. So, I like the little quirky houses because of Carol. On Saturday mornings, the Magical Touch Studio has a free stitching lesson at 9 a.m. Eastern. So if you want to get in on learning some new stitches or some quirky little side sewing to use your scraps, please come on Saturday. Carol would love to have you there. That's the Magical Touch Studio. And I'll put Carol's link in my description box after the show. So as far as theme goes, anything goes, just try to carry on kind of a neighbor to neighbor, friend to friend. If you want to put a couple cats on it, that's fine. As long as it's two of something to represent that it's from one friend to another. That's my whole idea. And then on the back, you can do your backs anyway. If you don't want a black border, I just love a black border on any artwork because it just makes the whole thing pop. So that's why I did mine like this. So if you want to sign up and be in the postcard one-to-one swap, you have until, let's say, March 16th to sign up, because on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to give you a partner to mail them off. I will ask that if you do come in and you sign up for the swap, that you go ahead and get your postcard made so that when I give you your partner on the 17th, you can mail it on the 18th. Everybody will get their cards at the same time that way. Okay. Pam says she had some needles that each time she tried to use them, they break the thread. So it might just be you got a really bad package of needles, Angie. And if that was the case, if it's been a recent purchase, as my mother-in-law would say, march them babies back. My mother-in-law will march something back in a skinny minute if it breaks or if it's faulty or, anything like that. All right. So I've got a bunch of ideas running in my head, but I really, really want to make cards. So I think I'm going to do cards today. I was going to do a page, but I want to do a bigger page, and I don't want to pull a bunch of stuff out. And I'm looking here. I've got two of these same quotes. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to do 2 cards, and I will start with just a basic piece of white cardstock. Let me get a piece out here. I need to clean this room up really bad because, at one end of my room here, for anybody that has never been here, welcome and thanks for subscribing. So, hi. Okay, tour of the room real quick. Sewing table, That's Gertie. She's my dress form. Yes, she's weird shaped like that because I'm weird shaped like that. Then you come farther down this wall, you've got my art carts, which have my art supplies, and I can wheel them out of the way to get to, I've got ribbons, trims, all kinds of stuff in boxes and stuff on that side. I've got my die cutting machine and all kinds of things over there to add to stuff. And my desktop computer sits there for when I don't want to sit at this high table. And then if you come this way, you get to look outside at the bird feeders outside. And then this side over here, this is all crafting, paper crafting and card making. And then at the far end of the room, that's our actual dining room where we eat. And you can tell the table needs to be cleared off because I've been dragging things out that I probably shouldn't be dragging out. And I've invited people over on the 13th. So I've got to get this all nice and neat again. And then back down on the big table here. Ta-da! That was just a quick rundown of my craft space. Basically, I'm in our formal living room. The front door is right back there. I can answer the door quickly. We have a den in the back, the other side of the wall where my sewing table is. That is where my son has a couch and TV, and we have a recliner because we don't have a couch ourselves. Those are Greg's. When he moves out, I'll have to buy a couch. All right. I know I'm all over the place today. Is Lizzie here? Hi, Lizzie. Angie, you're fine. You're fine. We're all friends here. Yeah, make sure that flat side of the needle is up in your machine where it needs to be, because the hole will face the front. On mine, it's to the side. So the flat side goes against the shank that comes down from the sewing machine. You just got to know which way to stick it in the groove. All right. So the cards I'm using are the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I always like to have a mat of black, which would be 4 by 5 1/4. Because if the card is 4 by 5 1/2, I wanted a 1/4 inch smaller for my mat. So that's the 4 by 5 1/4. So the piece that I'm going to work on to mount on the black will be 3 3/4 by 5. So I'll just cut this at 5. And then this will be 3 3/4. We've got 2 of those quotes. So we'll do, does that look right? Yes. And then I save this other piece of white for another time. And this goes in my scrap bin I have under the table, which will eventually get shoved over. Hi, Christopher. Thank you for coming in. We're having, I'm sorry, my dinner is smelling so good. I just have to tell you, it's the black beans and rice tonight. Oh, it smells so good. I've got to get the cilantro ready and cut some limes up. I'm going to make you all hungry. That's my job. All right. So we got 2 cards. We're going to make 2 cards. So hopefully you got some ideas there. We've got a couple pieces of this here. And so, when you tear paper, if you tear away from you like that, the white part will end up on the piece you're tearing off, and this just stays like a smooth edge. I might trim this down to fit that paper here in a minute. Don't have quite enough of this to make 2 exactly alike, but I do have this mushroom paper. I could do one that's kind of mushroomy. That'll work. So we'll go ahead and trim our background bit here at the 3 3/4, and because both cards are this, no, not, yeah, 3 3/4. I'm going to cut them both together to save a little bit of time. 3 3/4. And then these pieces will cut at 5 inches. Remember, save all your bits and put them back in pocket number 9. Okay, and then this one, I'm going to trim down to the 5 inches tall. All right. Now, if you're a fan of inking, please feel free to ink your pieces. I'm probably not going to today. I'm going to just get some tape and stick these down. Oh, I was telling you guys why I have to get the room cleaned up for the 13th. I'm having 2 of my sisters and their spouses, and then my niece and her wife are coming because Gwen, my niece, was born on March 7th, and she was my birthday present one year because my birthday's March 8th. And so she was born the day before my birthday. So I'm hoping they can all come, and I'm going to cook something for dinner. I can't settle on one thing, but I got this big idea that I would look up what the most popular cake flavor was for each of our birth years. And for Gwen's birthday, it was the funfetti cakes, where you put the sprinkles in. So I'm going to make her I'm going to cut the recipes in half, and then I'm going to borrow the little loaf pan or layer pans from my mother-in-law. She used to do wedding cakes. So I'm going to borrow those small pans from her and just make tiny little cakes. And then guess what the most famous or the top flavor was for 1964? Can y'all guess? Anybody that follows me on Facebook or whatever probably's already seen it, so you know. But I have never had this, so I am so excited to try it. I'm really hoping it turns out because I want it to be good. Any guesses? No, it wasn't red velvet. I wish it was because I love cream cheese frosting. And on my red velvet cakes, I always put cream cheese frosting. Nope, it's not baked Alaska. Angie, you're so funny. Well, I've prepared that piece for the matting. Okay. Hi, Sharon Lombard. Sharon, do you know what the most popular cake of 1964 was? I'm just asking. I'm going to bake one for my birthday. I'm baking my own birthday cake, but I don't care. No, not lemon jello. I'm going to have to tell y'all, nobody's guessing it. No. That sounds complicated, Janet. Nope. Are you ready? I'm going to tell you. I'll put y'all out of your misery. It's pink champagne. Pink champagne cake. I love champagne, so that suits me just fine. I saw that and I'm like, pink champagne cake? I've never heard of it. I had thought about making a cake I'd seen in, was it Good Housekeeping? That was a cherry cake. But then I got to thinking how fun it would be to just create cakes to go with our birth years. So I'll have to do that Friday and Saturday and have the cakes all made. And I'm leaning toward Either, well, I don't know if I'll do chicken chow mein because so many of them don't like vegetables. They'll sit and pick them out, but I might. Oh, it's a beautiful cake, Cheryl. Y'all, after we get off here, look up pink champagne cake. It's the most beautiful pink cake. It's so pretty. And I'm sure it'll taste yummy too. But anyway, if you had champagne, you wouldn't waste it on a cake. I'll have to make sure I go buy the champagne. Give me plenty of time to put it together. I don't know if I want to put my little doodle on there. We'll lay that there to think about it. You think about it. Oh, but it's a pretty cake. You guys should see it. It's a very pretty cake. Hopefully I can pull it off and it doesn't look like, what's that show called where they say, nailed it. Oh, gosh. Janice is saying it's time for mimosas if we got champagne. Y'all are funny. Sharon said she was going to say angel food. Somebody else said angel food. I'll just be glad to have a bunch of people here to help me eat it. And I'll send the funfetti home with Gwen for her birthday. I so hope she doesn't have to work so she can come. Because that would be a bummer. I'd have to send the cake home with her mother. They live not too far from each other. Oops, yeah, I put the stick them on there and didn't do it. Oh, pineapple upside down cake is pretty good. I haven't made it in years. Scott is more into pies. He likes like just a regular old good old fashioned country apple pie. You think this one would go better on this one? I'm thinking so too. And I'm thinking I might put a butterfly on this one if I can find one that is close in color. Doggone Joann's with their every day. I get a bing, bing, bing on my phone. Don't you want to come shopping today? And I'm like, I have got to use this stash. You guys got to quit calling me to come over there. That's what happens when you sign up for the messages. As soon as 9 o'clock hits and the doors are open, they're over there. The reason I was leaning toward the lady on this one is because it says Paris on it. She looks kind of fancy schmancy. I don't know. We'll try them around. Do you remember, for anybody that was born and was already here on the planet in the 80s, how we would poke holes in the cake and then pour Jell-O in it? Do y'all remember that? I graduated high school in 1982, so a lot of you are just young whippersnappers, and the rest of you are telling me, oh, you're still young. Well, I actually found my way to have the yearly smash done. I keep saying if men had to do that, they would put an end to it immediately. And getting into parking wasn't bad because I chose an appointment time when there wasn't a lot of traffic. It does match that one better, Pam. So let me see. I do have some other things though. This one's so cute. I get my sharp ruler here. I might just cut that with scissors. I know. Didn't we think poking the cake was so cool? I remember home economics. I don't know if they even do home economics anymore, but we had to do cakes and we had to do menus and that kind of thing in home ec. And we all were required in upstate New York, we were required to take Foods 101 and 102 that taught basic cooking skills. Even the boys had to take it to graduate. This was from our Mary, which I'm hoping she's doing okay. Yeah, Pam, rub it in. Pam says, I was like 4 in 1982. My youngest sister in 1982, she was 2. So, yeah. Hi, Ann. We haven't got too far. These little bits will go back in. I do have these pretty, I was thinking maybe one of these. And then I got this one here. Put that one there. I really like this flower too. What else do I have? Do I have another butterfly? Oh, you know what I have? I could put on this one is those ladybugs. Where did they go? And we have talked about all sorts of things because Becky's like spaz today. I don't know what is wrong. My brain is like every which way in that. See, I got these little ladybugs. I think I had a total of 3 of those. Oh dear, something fell on the floor. Some of this stuff is going to have to go back in the pocket before I pitch it on the floor. I might do something else after I finish these cards. There's a lot here to work with. This was a flower that I had done on something. I really like that butterfly on there. I was looking for those ladybugs. I like that better with Mary's. Just kind of tuck this in. It can come off the edge a little bit. That would be okay. I like that one a lot. Put like a hello or something on there instead of that quote. This one needs something else. All right, let's finish the one with Mary's on it real quick first. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Welcome to anybody new. Is Sherry here? Hi, Sherry. Is that Sherry, the birthday girl from yesterday? Who all has birthdays in March? I do. It's a week from yesterday. I can't believe another year has just flown by. It's like now I recognize what my grandmother meant by don't wish your life away. She used to tell me that all the time. Anybody that's you're making a card for Barb, she'll love it. If anybody is of the inclination, if you want to lift Barb's spirits, you could send her a card. I don't hand out Barb's address, but if you have it, feel free to mail it. I think you can get her P.O. box address off her website too. All right, so I'm going to put this on so these hang off a little bit. Because remember, I'm going to mount this on black. Yep, Becky's birthday month. Whoop, whoop. I saw Cheryl's just rounded up. Barb Owen. We love our Barb. I was so glad she was on last Friday. And I got in one of the books she recommended. You know, it's never too early to learn how to cope with grief. And she recommended some really good books last week. And I got the one in today. I ordered 2 of them. And of course, I clicked the used book option because a book being used doesn't make it unreadable. You know, you can still read a book, even if somebody else has already read it. And if somebody else is already marked in it, it can still be read. Dee Dee's putting together one big mailing. Well, that's good. All right. So now if we get a piece of black paper and we cut it to the mat size, which I said would be 4 by 5 1/4. I'll go ahead while I've got this out and cut this down. And then if for anybody that doesn't already know this, if you take an 8.5 by 11 sheet and cut it in half, whether you cut it in half here or here, you'll still get 2 cards. I like cards that open up. So the cards like this, I like them to open up this way better than this way because then you can stand it on a table. So I always cut mine this way. So I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4. And I get 2 cards when I fold this in half. And I think that's everything cut that I'm going to need cut. And I think I will do an index card today too because I'm moving pretty quickly here. I'm going to get my scoreboard out. And I'm going to score these at 5 1/2. And I always leave it in here and fold this over and bring it down so it meets the side over here and then press down. That way you don't get wonky, uneven folds. That's my tip of the day. I've got my stitching box in the way down here. All right. You can come back over here. This one, of course, I didn't put tape on. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Angie. We do miss them, but, you know, it gets to a point where we have to let them go because if they're suffering or, you know, not the self they knew, it gets hard for them. So The best thing we can do is remember happy moments in time and funny stories. When you start feeling sad, think of a funny story about whomever you're thinking of that you lost. My grandma, when I was in high school, she started getting dementia, and it was just her and I. For anybody that doesn't know, my grandmother raised me. My mom was only 16 when she had me, and she needed to grow up herself. And so I lived with my grandmother. And then in high school, I went through the whole trying to do high school and take care of somebody with dementia. And, that's when Mom came and she helped me so I could graduate high school, or I would have had to stay home all the time to take care of my grandmother, and I wouldn't have been able to graduate. So I am thankful to my mom for that. I'm going to bring this over just a little bit so that my flower, it still hangs off a little bit, but I'm not horribly concerned about that. My problem comes when funerals come, because I don't do well at funerals at all. I feel everybody's loss, and I'll cry uncontrollably, and there's just I can't get myself back because I'm feeling the whole place's loss, and it's hard. My father-in-law's funeral was really hard. And he was just my husband's father, not my own. Okay. So we're gonna count this as one card done. And Janet Nash, did you put your prompts in your description box Monday? Because I think between cat herding and getting the dog out and everything, I missed some, because Mary was listing off some I had not even heard. And I was like, oh, I messed up. So, or if somebody else could send Janet's prompts from Monday, that'd be great. And I don't use a ruler. I just use my eyeballs and set it down and then pull the paper away. So that's a card from some of my scraps. That's why I say don't throw your scraps away. Just turn them into cards. Now, I could put that quote on there, or we could open it. We could go ahead and put that sentiment in here. And it looks like it's on a big, long piece of paper, right? But you have scissors. Another thing you can do, if you want to print off, like create on your computer, create a whole sheet of quotes, okay? Then when you go to print them out, get sticker paper, because then you can cut your quote out, peel the back off, and stick it down. Now, when I have them like this and they don't have the stick them on the back, if you have a light box, that's great. I don't have a light box. So I'm going to put you over here at the glass. Sorry about the glare. But say you want to put tape exactly on the back of the words. Just put it up to your window, and then you can see your words. It's like a light box at hand. If you need to, use a piece of masking tape. And I'm going to stick that there and bring it across and stick it down there. I've got another few words here I need. And the neighbors are probably going, what on earth is she doing? Has she lost her flipping mind? No, I'm putting tape on the back of words. So then I'll bring you back down here to the table. Sorry for the glare. we'll get rid of all that glare. There we go. I think it was supposed to get up to 81 here today. Wish this weather would make up its mind. Now, if you want to cut from this side, you can. If you get it nice and even, you could just cut the width of the tape on the back. I can't see. I might cut this one from this side because I didn't get that tape quite even. This is the last thing we need to put on the page, so I'll go ahead and stick it down. Scott will be home not too much longer. Who's ding-dinging me? Is that you, Janet? I didn't turn my Facebook off. Thank you, Janet. I got them. And thank you, Janet Baum. So I just clip my quotes apart during what looks like would be a natural break in it. So like, you're only here for a short visit. Could have done that one all at once. So don't hurry and don't worry. And be sure to smell the flowers along the way. And then all I have to do is say, love and friendship, Becky, on the bottom. And it's done. So I'm going to stick those down and then we'll finish this other one. Thank you both so much. We need to do a deck of Crazy Wild Madness Monday Madness Wild Janet prompt card sets. You know, do a big sheet and then we could cut it up and we could put all of Janet's wild prompts on there. So everybody would have their own Wild Janet prompts. Of course, you realize that you all could do that. Just keep a running list of prompts that any of us do, and then create some huge piece of art that you can cut up into cards. In fact, if you remember, I did a tiny little deck of cards that had a whole bunch of prompts on them, and they were just tiny little cards. So you do not have to make great big cards. You can make little small ones. And I made a little box, and I think Janet Baum won that. So you can make your own little card sets, any size, you know, any way you want to. Oh, Angie's got to go. Bye, Angie. I'm not going to be on too much longer. My voice goes. I was going to do a page, but I'm looking at the time now. I'm good for about an hour, hour and a half. These are the dickens to get loose when you cut them close. There's Teresa. Let me see. I've got Hearts of Love project. I'm still doing that. And I've got a running list. Teresa, you should be getting a heart. Yours went out a couple days ago. And then I have Artsy Girl Maryland to send her a heart, and Mary Hill and Sharon G. Just she's not on YouTube anymore, so I'm not going to worry about. I've got to try to get her address. She lost her little doggy the other day. So if anybody knows anybody else that's, hurting in any way, please let me know. I do need to sit and make some hearts. I've got one made for Mary Hill. Mary's been ill. That's why we haven't seen her much. So I thought I would send her a little something to brighten her mailbox. And apparently I cannot sit here and get this label off and talk. So let me be quiet for a minute. Just so I can get this full label to come apart. So I know we always talk about food on here. We've already covered that subject. We know Becky's going to be baking some cakes on the weekend of the 13th. But another thing we always mention is, what is everybody watching? Do you have something new you want to share that maybe somebody has missed? I just finished watching The Young Wallander. That was really good. I enjoyed it. I like crime dramas. I'm sorry. I'm just one of those people. So I just finished watching the episodes they have on Netflix for that. Yes, I saw that her dad's been moved to care. So thank you, Janet. I will put Barb down here. Let me write it down, because that's why I was asking, because with everything I've had going on with my own mom, I was afraid I missed some folks. Okay. I just got a thing from All Recipes for easy Swedish meatballs. I tell you, when you're live, the entire internet is listening. And so I get my cooking things and all. This, I think I watched there's a just Wallander or something like that on Netflix too, I think. But this is the young one, Young Wallander. Hi, Susan. Oh, yes. Always you be you. What was it? Dr. Seuss says, always be yourself. At least I think it was Dr. Seuss. Because there's only one you, and it's a beautiful thing to be you. Okay, I've got something funny to tell you guys. Okay, I have been looking all over at like Lowe's, Home Depot, all those type home, garden centers for smooth rocks. So you're going to die. When we first moved into this house, we had the people behind us were putting in a new pool. So I said, we have a low spot. If you just have him deliver some dirt to my driveway, I'd love to just move it around. Well, it had a ton of rounded stones in it. And guess what I used as landscaping by my screen porch? Those full rocks. So I have a lifetime supply of smooth rocks I can put sentiments on and drop about the city. And then if you want to, just use your Bic pen and go around them so they stand out. I mean, if you wanted to leave it plain, you could. Oh, also, this would be a good time to do this. And I'll stamp it with my Made by Aunt Beck's Creations stamp that I have. I'll stamp the back of it. So we've got this card here. But is anyone... I'm going to give away 3 of these. I think I just closed it. I meant to open it. I'm going to give away 3 of these. And I'll do the random number sequencer so we don't have to take forever. But this is just a little kit of my painty paper background that comes with a white heart. And I did put a piece of that ribbon in there that has a peace sign and the word love on it. I don't have anywhere you could... Yes, I do. I just cut a little piece off from this. I got this thrifting one day. But see, it's got, each person gets a peace sign and love is stuck in there. All right. So if you would like one of these little squares, you can use it any way you want. I made them and had us do them because I was doing Carol stitch along that we do on Monday mornings for the, let me show you. For anybody that's missed it, I'm going to give Carol's stitch session on Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern. But this is what I did them for. And this is what I did. I cut mine out. And this one was from Ann Lar. This one was from Janet in the UK. This one's from Nettie. This one's from Mary. And this one's from Ruth. And I just decided to do these to share friendship, and everybody can include it in your scroll, your stitch scroll. This is like a stitch journal for the year. And Carol did one last year. And when she shared it, we all were oohing and eyeing. So she started us off on a stitch along. And what you do is you stitch your life, things in your life that are happening, you stitch it down. So like my husband, Scott, got COVID in January. We lost one of our kitty cats. She had to be put to sleep. I had lots of red cardinals on my bird feeder. And then I put the Magical Touch Studio because she is the one that has us stitching. So it's Magical Touch Studio Journal Scroll. And you put the year, and then each month you put the month on. And we got 2 inches of snow in January, which looks like that's all the snow we're going to get this year. And then I started February. And so now I need to do all the fancy stitches in between. I did have a slow period where I was taking care of my mom. So that's why I created these little kits. If you are not doing this scroll, you're still welcome to join this little giveaway. I'm going to type in go, and everybody, if you're interested, put a number in between 1 and 100 and go. And then I will get my phone and we'll do random sequence generator, and then I can write down who all is going to get one. Let me get my phone. I've set it down somewhere. Let's see. Doesn't matter if there's duplicates on this one because there's only 3, and there are 3. I mean, random sequence generator. 2. Shut up. That ain't what I meant. 1 in 100. All right. Yeah, we put Sally to sleep because it was going to start costing me thousands of dollars that I just don't have. And now we need a new bathroom. And yeah. Janice may be working. Yes. Put numbers in for other people if you want to. If somebody wants to put a number in for Mary, that would be great. Oh, there's Scott home. No, Mina, it's for everybody. You can use this little piece of fabric any way you want to. Okay? So, if you want to just play to get the little square, use it any way you want. I just was saying that I had created those for those participating in that. But, yeah, it's for everybody. Hello, Scott.
Hey, y'all.
So I'm doing a little giveaway. I just created this card, and I'm going to do one more, and then we'll have dinner. Okay? So it'll be a little bit before we eat, if you don't mind.
That's my mother. I don't mind.
Ask your mother. You don't mind? Nettie says hi, Scott. Ann says hi, Scott.
Hi, everybody. I've been known to not mind.
Yeah, he's been known to not mind and get into paint and. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stop. Sharon, I'll let you get in on it because yours came in right as the stop came in. So that's good. So that's it. I'm going to do this thing. Let's see. Can't show that on the thing. All right. Get sequence. All right. First number is 60. And I think we had 2 with 60, didn't we? I know there was a 60 in there. The first 60 was Nettie. Nettie gets the 60 number. The next number was 6. Did anybody get 6? Oh, I'm trying to use that. All right. So Sherry Hebbing, 28. Number for Barb Fillion, 2. So I'm going to say Barb Fillion gets 1. Barb Fillion. And she had the number 2, and I drew a 6. And Nettie got 60 on the ball. And the last number I have is 12. And Sharon's got 14. Does anybody else have 13 or 12? Am I seeing that correctly? Sharon Lombard? I let her skinny in. So Sharon Lombard with 14 for the 12. Oh, she went over though. Well, let's go to the next number. 81. Sorry, Sharon. Didn't realize you were over. So let's skip that one and go to 81. Mina has 69. Any higher than 69? Nope. So who had the 69? Mina? I think it was Mina. Yeah. All right. So she had 69 and I drew 81. Sharon, I'll be giving some more away. So you might get one next week. So that's these 3. And those I can just pop in a card and have them mailed off. So let me finish this card. Let's finish this card. This has already got this on the back, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down here. Let me get down at the bottom. Congrats to the 3 winners. Woohoo! Nettie, Barb, Mina. All right, let's see. I'm looking at my pile of stuff while I'm peeling off tape here. Sounds like Scott's going to make some coffee. Okay. And this is my card base, so I'm going to put that down there. Let's see. We need something to go on this here. We could almost just put the words on there. On the front of this one and say it's done. Let's see here. This here, 3 3/4. Wow. Oops. I'm going to trim this down. I might come on earlier next week, maybe around 2, so that we could have a little bit more time to do stuff together. That looks good. See Nettie above. What does Nettie say? Where is Nettie? Give yours to Sharon. Okay, I can do that. Because Nettie's already gotten one. Nettie, I'll just send you a piece of the love ribbon. And you can add it to your scroll. I can do that. I seen it. I seen it. You're welcome. Tomorrow's Thursday. For those that are about and around, Ann Lahr has a craft and chat session on Facebook in her group. And we get together about 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern. And we just hang out together in art, and everybody works on their own thing, or, you know, sometimes we will do a craft together. Most of the time we just do our own thing. And you are welcome to come and join us and just hang out with us. We talk about food, of course, and doctors and that kind of thing. You know, like friends do. We just talk about all kinds of stuff. And if someone's having a bad day, we try to lift them up. And it's just a time of fellowship and getting together. So please do join us if you want to. You do have to be a member of Ann's group to get in the room. And to get in there, you just have to answer some really easy questions. I can't talk and cut, or I'll cut myself or something crooked. Oh, bye, Janet. She's probably already gone. Enjoy your chat with Ben. Hi, Ben. And yeah. I was doing craft and chats on Fridays, but I think I'm going to stick with just the one day. If somebody else wants to open a room again on Fridays, please do. But I think I need to stick with just one day of crafting and chatting. Um, there we go. Put those on there. And then I'll put it all on here. And maybe we could still stick the butterfly on. I don't know. I'm thinking on that butterfly. I think there was one that matched a little better. I'm still thinking on that. Let me get my pokey tool. That's so much easier with a pokey tool. And yay, the fence is back. So Bernadette can go out and play in the backyard again. And I'm not as tied up with taking a puppy in and out. The old girl can go out on her own. She's got her backyard back where she knows where things are, and she doesn't have to worry about getting out or any of that. And I don't have to worry about her getting out and all of that. So, you know what I could do is to carry the theme to the inside of the card. We could just take some of this here. Oh, it's not on the card yet. I'm sitting here trying to open it, wondering, why isn't this opening? For crying out loud. Well, right now we're just looking at fixtures and stuff. We're waiting until Scott goes on evenings again so we can go over to the credit union and apply for a home improvement loan, so we can pay for this process. We have this tile that we've had for since we bought this house, and we were thinking about selling it, but I told Scott, I said, we might as well just use it on the bathroom floor in there. And then we went to Lowe's, well, before this. And at Lowe's, they had the same tile, but instead of the teal colored diamond shaped square thing like we have, they had black. So I'm like, teal, black, I don't care. And it's paid for tile. So that'll save us a chunk of change there. So we're going to use that. And then we're going to use inexpensive Subway white tiles on the walls. So I will do a little short video of before the demolition. We're not going to start tearing it apart until, we get the loan approved. And I think we're doing our own demolition to save money. I can only picture what this would cost if we weren't doing some of the work ourselves. Because even with us doing the demolition and I'll do painting and Scott will do the drywall work, it was going to be $14,000. So, yeah, we're kind of glad we know how to do all this stuff. All right, what I was thinking is to carry all this theme on the inside is you could take a piece of this and put some of this in here. So I think I will just cut. I'm going to cut a strip and put it in here. And I'll trim this to the 5 1/4. And then I think I'll do 3/4 of an inch. Like that. All right. Go. Yeah. That's what I said. And I was kind of panicked. And I was, when you get the news of something like that, sometimes you'll get racing thoughts. And I couldn't sleep for two nights. And then we were like, what are we worrying about? We can do this. It'll be all right. It's not something we planned on taking on this close to Scott retiring, but it is what it is. And worrying about it's not going to change it. I mean, it's still there. Yes, Allie, it does. But it'll be fine. We will make it work. They just don't realize how cheap we are and how we'll find ways to save money. I'm not all excited about spending a bunch of money on toilets, and we're going to reuse the toilet because the toilet in there is not that old. All right, so there's the second card. And see, by using something you did on the front, on the inside, that ties the card together. And on this one, I can write my own personal message inside, and then the regular message is on the outside. And this one's just decoration on the outside, and the message is on the inside. So, and I'm going to put the rest of this up because Scott's already home. I'm just going to wrap it up, and I will get those off in the mail tomorrow to my 3 wieners. And next week, let me tell you which pocket we're going to do for next week. We got to do a random number. I'll just tell the generator to do another one, and we'll just do the get sequence. Get sequence. Did it do it? Oh, now it's not doing. Numbers. No data connection. What? Generate a number. Okay, we're going to do number 3. It says 3. 3. Now, let me put that there. And next week we'll do pocket 3. And we'll do pocket number 3 next week. I'll mail those hearts out tomorrow. And next week I'm going to come on at 2 instead of 3. So I'll have a little bit extra time with you guys. All right. And I will be in Ann's room tomorrow in the morning. And all this mess I have over here is going back in pocket 9. Bye, guys. Thanks for being here. Have a good night.